Hello my dear friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joycey Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss about the expansion of Islamic State in South Asia. Now if we look at the current affairs, a series of bomb blasts took place in Sri Lanka recently and it killed almost 300 people and many people were injured also. So the bombings confirm the Islamic States or the IS presence in the South Asia, and it also points out to the fact that South Asia is also a major target of Islamic State. So in this regard, we will understand the expansion of IS in South Asia, how it is expanding in South Asia, and what are the major challenges for the states in this region. Now let us first have a brief idea about what is Islamic State. So Islamic State is basically a jihadist organization controlling parts of Iraq and Syria, and they claim to be a worldwide caliphate. And as a caliphate, they claim to have political, religious and military authority of all Muslims in the world. Now let us move on to the current affair and the issues associated with it. But before that, this is our channel StudyIQ and we are providing pen drive courses for various competitive examinations including SSC and bank courses, UPSC optionals, SSC JE courses, teaching examination, railway examination, defense examination, RBI grade B, NABARD grade A, UGC NET, UPSC Civil Services Examination, CLAT exams for various state PSCs and also for various professional courses. You can visit our website www.studyiq.com for more details, or you can call to any of these numbers for more information. So let us start. Let us first understand about the recent happenings. So recently powerful explosions took place in 3 hotels in the capital Colombo on Easter Sunday, and 3 churches were also targeted in the blast. The 3 churches: Colombo's historic Saint Anthony Shrine, Saint Sebastian's Church in the town of Negombo, and also the Zion Church in the east coast town of Batticaloa. And the reports suggest that 2 suspects involved in the attacks are Islamic State returnees from Syria and Iraq. Now, if we connect the recent happenings in Sri Lanka with that of IS, what we understand is that the IS is expanding its presence in the South Asian region. The caliphate, which was established across the Iraq-Syria border, has been destroyed, and now IS is looking to establish new territories, and this brings in the concern of expanding the IS presence or IS into the South Asian region. Now if we connect these 2 incidents, the IS losing its caliphate and they are looking for new territories, and the Sri Lankan attacks, what we find is that they are expanding in the South Asian region. And the targets chosen as well as the occasion suggest that the bombings were aimed at gaining maximum global attention. So one of the targets or aim of this recent attack was to showcase their presence globally. Now let us understand how is the IS expanding or how is the Islamic State expanding. So from early 2015, it started losing its territories. So IS started losing its territories from the early 2015. And the IS started shifting its strategy from expanding territory to expanding insurgency and terror. So from 2015 we see there is a shift in the policy or the strategy of the IS. So before 2015 they targeted or aimed at expanding their territories, but since 2015 they started losing their territories. So their strategy also shifted or changed from expanding territory to expanding insurgency and terror. And here, when they are trying to expand their insurgency and terror, South Asia is one of their key targets. And in Nangarhar, in the eastern Afghanistan, the IS has set up a province. And from here, the IS controls its South Asia operations, mainly the recruitment of young men from this region. And over the last few years, the Islamic State has carried out dozens of attacks in Afghanistan, mostly targeting the Shia Hazara minority. And in Pakistan also, the Jamaatul Ahrar have carried out several terror attacks. And it also includes the 2016 Easter Sunday bombing in Lahore targeting the Christians. In Bangladesh, the IS has claimed the July 2016 Holly artisan bakery attack, and in India it has carried out recruits into the IS. So even though IS has not conducted or carried out any attack in India, it has made dozens of recruits from India. Now let us understand what are the challenges for the states. So this is the most important part of this lecture. So these challenges can be used in your UPSC Mains examination. While you are writing an essay, you can quote them. You can also write about the challenges if a question on terrorism or insurgency etc. are asked. So this will be helpful for your GS paper 2. So let's come to the challenges. The first challenge is regarding the young recruits. The Islamic State has recruited thousands of youth from South Asian nations like Afghanistan, Pakistan, India and Sri Lanka. And we have discussed about the Nangarhar province in Afghanistan, where the IS controls its South Asia operations and recruits the young men from the region of South Asia. So some of these people who have been recruited by the IS from the countries of Afghanistan, Pakistan, India and Sri Lanka, they have joined the Nangarhar province, and some others have travelled to Iraq and Syria. Now the next challenge is regarding the search for new havens by the IS. We have seen that the caliphate has been destroyed now. So the trained militants are left out without a place to hide. So since the destruction of the caliphate, the new recruits are looking for a place for themselves, and these recruits have retreated to the pockets on Iraq-Syria border or to the deserts in Syria, Iraq or Jordan, and several others have returned to their own home countries, for example Sri Lanka. And another challenge is that the IS is still controlling some territory in Afghanistan. And the United States has also not been very much successful in meeting its goal of defeating the IS in Afghanistan. So the destruction of their caliphate opens up chances for looking for new havens for the terrorists, and the South Asia region provides a potential ground for this. Now the third challenge lies in the ideology. So it is very difficult to counter the ideological narrative of the IS or the Islamic State. Now regarding terrorism, there was an old conception that lack of education or poverty etc. breed terrorism. For example, if a country or a particular place is highly vulnerable due to its socio-economic conditions, for example a particular place in India has high degree of poverty, unemployment or lack of education etc., there are more chances that those young population in those area will be attracted to terrorism as a means of livelihood. But this concept or conception does not hold in the recent Sri Lankan attack. So if we look at the Sri Lankan bombers, they were from one of the country's wealthiest families. So we cannot say that socio-economic backwardness is the prime reason for terrorism. And now if we take the example of India itself, from India, the South Indian state of Kerala, there were many recruits to IS from the state of Kerala. And according to the intelligence reports, those who travelled to Afghans IS territories from Kerala were also from upper middle class families. So it is the ideology that attract the youth, not the socio-economic backwardness. And this acts as a major hindrance, because the role of the government here comes down, because it is the ideology that attracts young people into terrorism activities. Otherwise, in the previous cases, if it was socio-economic backwardness, the government would have had a major role. So this also acts as a major challenge. You can follow my Facebook page for more video updates. You can also write to me at joyce.studyiq@gmail.com for any of your queries and clarification. Thank you.